But first off, Harry Grothjohn, it's got to be 14, 15, 16 years ago. I don't know. Late 90s put me on WBCR 1470. And we're on another fine station in the area as well that we support and are on, and we appreciate them. It's all about getting the info out, and I support that station as well. But WBCR 1470 was a little station with hardly any ratings, and after years of us being on there, it got high ratings. And that's a reason then suddenly all over Tennessee, we've been, I think we're on like 6 stations in Tennessee now. That's pretty good for us. In places like Nashville, Knoxville, a bunch of places, because of WBCR. WBCR, when I was on Republic Radio, the original Republic Radio, picked up my show. It's got to be like 1998, something like that. And then the only other older affiliates were Dr. Wolf, God bless him, he died, a Jewish Christian fellow, a really good friend of mine, but his son, and people still run those in upstate New York. I'm on 2 stations in Rochester and 1 other still that are older. Dr. Wolf, great guy. I've always enjoyed talking to him. Such a gentleman. So it is our next to oldest affiliate. They're doing something very exciting with their little 1,000-watt AM that's just literally has hundreds of thousands of listeners now with Patriot Radio. True success story. Pro-life, pro-liberty, truly Christian station as well. They're going with a big FM station. So they're doing a fundraiser. And I, with horror, hadn't done liners in about 2-3 weeks for all our affiliates. It was a big stack of them. And they said, look, you got to do this. And they go, by the way, your oldest affiliate says they need your help. They never asked for help. You're not doing it. And I went, oh, my gosh, WBCR is doing a fundraiser. They've never done it to get a big FM transmitter. And it's very expensive to do that. And to get all the final licensing and stuff, I need to support them. So we are supporting them. And I want to tell our national listeners, you name it. You don't hear a lot of this on the show, but we're going to try to support our local affiliates even more. We should do this more. I'm just so busy and so crazy. Point is, they're absolutely essential. 90% of our audience or more is AM and FM. Internet's all sexy and big and has a big effect and becomes a talking point for liberty. But reaching the masses, it's AM and FM. Over 160 stations, and we're talking to station number 3 here. And a lot of stations have come and gone in 18 years on air. But this is the oldest continual one after the New York stations. Harry Grothjohn, just a few minutes with us. I really appreciate you, sir. Tell folks the website, the phone number, how people can donate nationally, not just locally, to absolute pro-liberty, pro-life, hardcore patriots that have changed the political face of Tennessee.
Thank you, Alex Jones.
Well, how can we help you, sir? God bless you.
We are taking donations at www.truthradio.tv by credit card. We are in competition with another buyer from Chattanooga and to buy an existing FM. And we've got till the end of the year to come up with the biggest down payment we can make to get in the game of reaching 80% of the population who listens to FM only. And we appreciate your endorsing this effort and our faithfulness to the cause of liberty.
Well, absolutely. But again, I've seen this before. We get on one station for 4 or 5 years, and it ends up getting high ratings. That changes the face of whole regions. You helped us knock the door down in Tennessee. That's spread now into Kansas, into Missouri, and into Oklahoma, Mississippi, Louisiana. It's like a war. And we didn't, like Limbaugh had hundreds of stations paid for up front to get him on. Then later they had to pay to get him. But the point is, he had big money, Roger Ailes behind him that started Fox News. Later, we had little mom and pops like you. So we stand with you in the great message of liberty, Mr. Grothjohn. So again, tell folks how they can donate.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. Yeah, you're exactly right. You know, I've gotten emails from people who work in Atlanta or in Birmingham and have been driving through the area and would pick up your program and become internet listeners. So hopefully, you know, we're going to be able to... no,
you're one of the first big walls. You were one of the first people to blow a hole in talk radio for us to enter. I mean, again, you were right there. That's why it's so great to talk to you. Helping this broadcast up front, absolutely give us a breach over the wall. So God bless you and your listeners.
Yes, the listeners, are doing it. They are. We have over 100 listeners that have made donations already. We need 2,500 listeners to make donations of $20 as a minimum to reach the threshold, and we hope that we will continue to reach those who are listening for the truth and want to hear the reality of alternative news.
And regardless, it's so good to have a 24-hour station putting out nothing but liberty messages so it's not diluted. Regardless, even if you're not able to raise enough money, you can put it into the station, put it into promotion, and then it's a pure donation in the InfoWar to a station that's been so faithful to liberty. And I know through a lot of adversity, Mr. Grothjohn.
Why we're going to the listeners and doing it this way, Mr. Jones, is because we've actually taken $250,000 in capital from our studio building because we had a business plan to build our own tower instead of leasing one, and the interest rates and the cost of the land worked out to where we are actually building a new AM tower 5 miles further into the population center of our service area to reach 2 towns that we haven't reached before with a local signal. And so we've got $250,000 invested in the AM station only right now, and that's why we needed the capital support of the listeners to extend our resources to be able to compete and buy the FM. So,
well, that's right, and if folks won't spend money to get the message of liberty out, we're lost, which they will. This is an absolute war. And so, again, give folks the website and the phone number if they want to call and donate.
It's truthradio.tv. truthradio.tv, and the phone number is 865-984-1470.
Give it out one more time. Yeah, give it out again.
865-984-1470. Thank you, Mr. Jones.
You bet. Truthradio.tv. And listen, let's talk again sometime. It's always good to hear your voice. I don't think we probably talked in 5 years.
Anytime. The honor is mine.
Harry, can you believe how crazy the world's gotten and that it's even worse than I said?
Yeah, the struggle that what we're doing here, in Truth Radio land, Alex, is we have the only listenership that I know of in radio that writes a newsletter to talk about what's going on with the Agenda 21 and how we are defeating it in our local community. We actually defeated Agenda 21 and the International Maintenance Code regulations trying to be established in our county.
I know. I follow it. You guys are changing the face of Tennessee. And again, if people will go get these mom and pop stations, support them, and really get behind them, we can take our towns and our cities back. That's all it takes is people willing to stand up against evil.
The phrase that we're using is, look, you won't be able to live free if your neighbor doesn't. Help us, spread the truth and to others who want to live free, and you'll be able to do it.
Truthradio.tv, folks, go there and donate $20 today so they can get their goal to get on a bigger FM. God bless you, sir. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
All right, there he goes, Harry Grothjohn. And I just think about people that have been standing with us so long. We stand with them. Visit InfoWars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. When you're on the site, you can also tune in 24 hours a day to my daily radio broadcast. There's also a free iPhone app to listen to the syndicated radio show when and where you want.